Hey, what's going on, No Nation? CJ Wilson here with DoakTalk. I am your host. FSU is in the middle of fall camp and just recently had their first scrimmage of the preseason. Going to jump into some tidbits in a second, but before we do, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Again, please like and subscribe to the channel. Gets our information out to, it helps DoakTalk as a channel and gets our information out to like-minded FSU fans who want to hear the same type of similar content that you guys are listening to in regards to DoakTalk. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. I just want to preface this video and preface the information a little bit to give you guys some context in regards to what happened out there at the scrimmage. The majority of the ones did sit out rather from the visit, trying to preserve some guys going into the actual season, so to speak. And you know what you have in certain guys. You want to get the younger guys a little bit more reps, a little bit more snaps to see exactly what you have with them. Just to see if, as far as if they can help you this fall and how they fit within the program moving forward. Also, as far as some of the linemen, they were on snap counts and didn't really play as what they were limited they were limited. They were on a pitch snap count as well. Just to name some of the few. Mo Smith, Darius Washington, Josh Farmar, Darrell Jackson, Patrick Payton, etc. Those are some of the guys that we know exactly what you can do. You've done it multiple times, over the years. So let's just pump the brakes a little bit, make sure you're healthy, get out there and get some work, of course. But we're not going to, run you in the ground. We got other guys that we want to see at this point in time to evaluate them. With that being said, the scrimmage wasn't as clean or really clean overall as expected within the first scrimmage. It wasn't really clean scrimmage, but it was a lot of effort and things like that, which is some of the main things. Well, not some of the main things. One of the main things you want to take away from a scrimmage at this point in time in camp is just the buy-in, the effort, and getting the reps. Of course, you want things to be a little bit cleaner, but it's not really expected within the first scrimmage of the preseason, and also with a lot of the younger guys getting a lot of snaps. When I say a lot of snaps, I mean a lot of snaps. We ran 120 plays within the scrimmage per Mike Norvell, which is a lot. So we got a lot of work within that scrimmage, within that 120 play scrimmage. You don't really typically see 120 plays within the game, so to have that in the scrimmage is really good to kind of build that, how can I put this? Build that. First, you got to be in shape, right? To run 120 plays, you have to be in great shape. But also, it builds a mindset too to keep going and things like that, and push through adversity. Once you confront it, because within 120 play scrimmage, it's going to be some damn adversity. You're going to want to stop this, that, and the third. But to keep pushing through and to see through the practice is a good thing. Like I said, guys, a lot of the starters didn't play that much, but just for the few that did, just want to point out that DJU did orchestrate a 97-yard, 20-play drive against the first-team defense. It was exciting to see some direct quotes from Mike Norvell in regards to DJU leading that drive. The drive was mixed in with some pass plays, of course, run plays. When I say run plays by DJ himself, and of course the O-line and the running backs particularly. But I want to point out DJ in regards to his play during that 97-yard drive. Plenty plays. Sorry about that. But plenty plays for a drive is crazy to think about, right? And to do that methodically for 97 yards against our defense is really exciting to see. But of course, the defense, I would say, probably won the majority of the day. Getting to some of the guys that kind of stood out. Sam Singleton. Remember, I told you guys he bulked up a little bit bigger from his freshman year, his redshirt freshman year, going into his true freshman year, going into his redshirt freshman year, a little bit bigger from last year to this year. So the top end speed has always been there. So he's bulked up. I said it to say this. He had a plethora of tough runs mixed in with his explosiveness along the speed I was saying. So you add the added weight factor, the toughness and explosiveness, you got a pretty good running back in Sam Singleton. So it's going to be interesting to see moving forward how he helps FSU and things like that. And going back to just what I've been saying in multiple previous videos, is just more inconsistency in regards to drops by the receivers. We got to get more consistent with that. Splash plays, but then you turn around after a splash play and then drop, an easy ball. So we got to get more consistent in regards to focus and catching the football. That's the main thing. The quarterbacks are getting the ball there, especially DJU. Makai Dansley is another guy that's still stacking up, multiple good days and making plays as well. Had a good one in the scrimmage, had a long pass play for a touchdown. from true freshman to true freshman Luke Cromahaw. So Luke got him the ball, and Makai did what he did, showed off that track speed, and once the ball was there and he caught it, it was off to the races, and no one was catching him. Jalen Brown is the guy that stood out as well. Was told he had a really consistent day, which is something very encouraging, something you want to hear, right? Jalen was the guy I pointed out in the previous video as far as being inconsistent. So for him to have a very good day at camp or at the scrimmage and be consistent throughout the day, like I said, the main word or the main focus for the receivers throughout this fall camp is consistency, right? So to hear that Jalen Brown had a consistent day is a good thing. It was a lot of explosive plays where, he could show his yak and things like that and show what he could do after the plays. You guys know Jalen Brown was an all-world track guy out of high school. So the speed is there. So to get him the ball in space to let him do what he do with that speed is a good thing. Jalen Lucas as well. He's the guy that had multiple chunk plays too. So he's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see how Mike Norvell utilizes Jalen within the offense as far as, creating matchups and things like that, because let's face it, he's the definition of a matchup nightmare. You could put him in different situations, running back, slot, create creative plays for him within that to get a certain matchup, get him out of space, show that speed, show that elusiveness at his size. So it's going to be interesting to see how Jalen Lucas fits in within the offense this upcoming year. Elijah Moore, man, it's crazy. I don't know what much I can really say about this kid, but he's impressive. He's physically impressive, has a lot of splash plays, great athleticism, things like that. Just a baller. So he made another splash play. And I feel like this was a great rep by all parties involved: the quarterback, the receiver, and the defensive back. So he made another splash play. He had a one-handed catch across the middle. True freshman cornerback Ricky Knight was in coverage, and it was damn good coverage too. Brock Glenn was the quarterback on the play, and he placed the ball only where Elijah Moore can get it. So Elijah Moore is a 6'4" type of receiver, long arms, can jump out of the gym, and Brock still placed that ball at a high point to where Elijah had to jump, stretch out forward, and use his one hand, big mitt, to catch the football. And like I said, Ricky Knight was right there in his hip pocket. Even jumped up, contested to make a play on the ball, but Brock just made a hell of a throw, put it in the perfect spot. Elijah Moore made a more impressive catch, holding it down with one hand. So this kid has been stacking up good days after good days as far as, showing those flashes of athleticism. I'm not putting too much on this kid right now, saying he's going to, be an impact player for FSU out the gate, starting that type of deal. What I am saying is he is a exciting piece. FSU has some very good mold to clay within Elijah Moore, and the future is very, very bright for him. Very bright. You can see that with just how he's been playing. It's very bright. The kid is going to be a good player for FSU in the future. Speaking of one-handed catches, true freshman tight end Amari Williams had a one-hand catch as well. Like I told you guys, this kid is 17 years old, reclassified. He's supposed to be going through high school camp right now, but he's on FSU campus and participating in the fall camp and actually showing that he belongs with FSU at this juncture in his career and his age is very impressive. True freshman, but the kid can work. He makes plays. He looks different as far as how he moves within the tight end room, something we really don't have. And the athleticism there, the playmaking is there. You get some size on this kid. I mean, kiss the baby, but I think he's going to play this upcoming year for sure for FSU. Moving over to some of the things we saw on defense or heard about on defense, tackling. Coach Fuller does want the defense to be more sound tackling. It was too many miscues as far as missed tackle, so you got to be more technically sound. Don't reach, don't leave your feet, that type of deal. Bring your body, have your feet up under you, wrap up when tackling. But overall, it's a very good day from the defense. Playing against our defense on a daily basis can make, offense look sloppy. We're going to see a lot of offenses look sloppy against this Adam Fuller defense. That's a very good thing. Blake Nicholson, he's getting better and better by the day, learning, just being, and that was one of the things I said previously in regards to Blake Nicholson. He just needs reps, and more reps, experience, seeing how it goes, more experience. Once he gets that down and understand how to fully play linebacker, the sky's the limit. Athletic kid, athletically off the charts, play running back in high school. Mostly running back in high school. Wasn't really played linebacker in high school, but wasn't really the main focus. He was more so projected to be a linebacker based off of stature, things like that. So you have explosiveness and great athleticism into a raw that doesn't really know how to play linebacker, doesn't really know what he's looking for as far as run figs, tendencies, and things like that when in regards to playing a linebacker. So you bring in a hell of a coach, Randy Shannon, who's coached NFL Hall of Famers, you name it, a couple draft picks recently in regards to Tatum Bethune and Caleb Loach, who's going to make the Tampa Bay Bucks team, who's playing very well in camp. So you talk about a guy that's been around the block, right? That knows what he knows and knows what to do in regards to coaching linebackers. So you factor that in with Blake's development. Just look for him to get better and better, and for that athleticism and potential to finally beat each other once it clicks. Daniel Lyons, a defensive tackle, reserve defensive tackle. He looked pretty good as well, getting the sack. You have Josh Farmar and Darrell Jackson pretty much on snap counts and snap pitches and things like that, trying to make sure those guys are good. You want to see what your younger guys can do and have them step up. And so to see Daniel Lyons, who was going into his redshirt sophomore year, if I'm not mistaken, you want to see him get bigger, of course, from last year to this year. That was one of my takeaways as far as what can make better. Just bulk up in the weight room, but get those reps and to see him producing within those reps is a good thing. But overall, just to kind of summarize everything in regards to the scrimmage, and these are direct quotes from Mike Norvell. We left the scrimmage pretty healthy. Is what the main thing you want. Any type of preseason camp or fall camp, you want to be healthy coming out of practice and coming out of scrimmages, right? And also you want to have good work. So a direct quote from Mike was, it was a good work night, meaning the guys got after it. You saw, I said 120 damn plays. So you have to get after within that time frame, to even complete a 120 play scrimmage. But to complete a 120 play scrimmage at a high level with high energy and going hard is a very good thing. Not a clean scrimmage by any shape of the imagination, but it's things you can build on within the scrimmage, right? So that's the main takeaway from it. What can you build on from the first preseason scrimmage going into the next, and then of course getting ready for the fall season rather, in the first game against Georgia Tech and Ireland. So make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. I think we're going in the right direction. Really good work there as far as on the first scrimmage. Wasn't pretty, but it was work done. So again, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Go Noles.